Underrated, underrated, underrated. I've said it 3 times and I'll say it again. David Huddleston is the most underrated Santa Claus of all time. And you know what? I'm more than happy to explain why. Here's the poster of the new reissue on Blu-ray. And what do you get here? Well, you don't get Huddleston's name on the cover, which is a disappointment. I mean, it really should always say David Huddleston as Santa Claus. And I really think that David Huddleston was a great choice for Santa. He really looks like him. I mean, you see these Santas around at these shopping centres, and we've seen Santa in books over the years and all sorts of Christmas advertising. And really, Huddleston is your man. He's kind of the embodiment of the image of Santa, and I think he played his role here very well. So well that he deserves to be credited on the poster, not just Dudley Moore. Man, how confusing. G'day viewers, Retro Man here, and welcome to a very special Christmas edition of Lost Movies from the 1980s. Now, without further ado, this is the movie right here. It's called Santa Claus the Movie, and what it tried to do was tell the origin story of Santa Claus and at the same time go on a modern day adventure where Santa Claus is actually trying to rescue one of his elves, played by Dudley Moore. Now, the villain of this Christmas movie is John Lithgow, who I'm sure many of you will remember from movies such as Footloose with Kevin Bacon and Cliffhanger with Sylvester Stallone. Lithgow has been in a lot of big films over the years, and here he plays the villain. He plays like this toy magnate who is kind of up to no good. And I haven't seen this film for a long time, but as I remember, by the end of the film, Lithgow gets his comeuppance at the hands of Santa and some good cheer. Now, this is a very interesting Santa Claus movie. It was a really big release in 1985. They sank about 50 million into this film. I mean, the Salkinds had big bucks back then. Because of the success of Superman 1, 2 and 3, the Salkinds were riding high and they were really rolling in the dough. And they just finished Supergirl, and the director of Supergirl moved over to Santa Claus the Movie. Now, we know that Supergirl was a bit of a flop, and unfortunately this film flopped just like Supergirl. So Santa Claus the Movie only made back about 20 or so million at the box office. I'm sure things improved a little bit later due to video rentals in 86, and I actually saw it on the big screen in 85, and I had a really good time with this film. It was a big release here in Australia. I was one of the few that helped generate that 20 or so million, and I really had a good time with it. I felt that it had a great premise, a great setup, and I was actually captivated by the origin story. And I tell you what, this guy here who plays Santa Claus, he really deserves some more props. The actor is David Huddleston. Now, many people haven't heard of Dave Huddleston, but I tell you what, he was a working actor in the 60s and 70s. He just did so much TV work. And David Huddleston had a very interesting big screen career. In the 1970s, he starred in some classic westerns. He actually appeared in that Mel Brooks western comedy Blazing Saddles. He was also part of the ensemble cast in Breakheart Pass, the train western with Charles Bronson. And he also appeared in Billy Two Hats, which was an ensemble western with Gregory Peck. So Huddleston's had a very interesting career, and to top it off, he made 2 films with Terence Hill and Bud Spencer. He was in their popular action comedy Crime Busters, and he also appeared in Terence and Bud's early 80s action comedy Go For It, that was a bit of a hit here in Australia. So by 1985, he was chosen to play Santa Claus, and I really think he looks like Santa. Now, this film was kind of billed on the star power of Dudley Moore and John Lithgow, and Huddleston always gets overlooked. I mean, here's the poster of the new reissue on Blu-ray, and what do you get here? Well, you don't get Huddleston's name on the cover, which is a disappointment. I mean, it really should always say David Huddleston as Santa Claus. But unfortunately for working actors, that's what it's like sometimes. Huddleston's really the face of the movie, but he doesn't get billing on any of the posters or the subsequent DVDs and Blu-rays. And if you've never seen Santa Claus the movie, what can I say? Definitely get your hands on a copy this Christmas and experience an old classic. It's a bit of a lost film, really. So please tell me in the comments below if you've ever experienced Santa Claus the movie with David Huddleston. I think this film really needs to get its due. If you saw it on the big screen in '85, let me know about it. If this became a rental favourite of yours in the '80s, please share those memories. And if you've just seen it recently for the first time on 4K or Blu-ray, tell me what you think. Do all of that in the box below. And if you haven't already, hit that notification bell so you're alerted for my next episode. And what can I say? Have a fantastic Christmas. I wish you and your family all the best, and you will see Retro Man again very soon with another episode of Lost Movies from the 1980s. It's been an absolute pleasure. Until next time, this is Retro Man, living the dream, retro style. Stay gold, and ho, 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 and a Merry Christmas.
Thanks for watching. Retro Man will return faster than a boomerang. But in the meantime, please check out these other episodes.